The hardest thing about your 20s is that you feel like you're already behind in life. Everybody else is moving faster in some category that you are not, so it is so hard to feel like you're falling behind, but I promise you, you are not. I felt this pressure before. I'm assuming you're watching this video, you felt this pressure before, so I'm here to help you and motivate you to make you feel like you are not behind. Everybody has their own track and you are still on the correct one. First thing I'm going to tell you, and you probably heard this a million times, that everybody has their own timeline and that growth is not linear and your life is not going to be linear. There is going to be ups and downs in every single aspect of your life for your whole life. But your 20s is the time where it does become very difficult to not compare yourself to other people and it could feel like you're falling behind. Everybody hits different milestones at different ages, and it is okay if you don't even hit that milestone because maybe that's something that's just not for you or that you don't want. One of my friends got married a few months ago and we're the same age. I'm not even engaged. My cousin is pregnant and she's 24 years old. I'm 28 and I'm nowhere near ready to have kids. So people just hit milestones at different ages. And to be quite frank, you shouldn't be using that as a sign that just because that person hit their milestone, that means that they're happy. Just because somebody is ahead in you in life and they're married and they have kids, or that they graduated and they have a full-time job and they have all these things, they just bought a house, that doesn't mean that they're happy. It doesn't. They just hit that milestone and of course they're going to tell you about it and show it off because they should, because they hit that milestone, but it doesn't equal happiness. The next thing that we're going to talk about is that you should be chasing small habits and not chasing milestones. There's all different types of habits. There's grounding habits, which are your everyday habits that just make you feel grounded. So you do your skincare routine, you make your coffee every morning, I feed my cats, like those are your grounding habits. Those are the things that are going to help push you to those milestones. Your daily routine builds your confidence up so you're able to hit those goals. If you're constantly chasing this big overarching goal, it's going to feel so far out of reach that it's not going to become obtainable, or if it does become obtainable, you're not going to be satisfied with yourself. Doing things daily to build yourself up is so important. And I have a full video of confidence on my page, so go check it out if you are lacking confidence in your 20s, because I really do love that video that I created. Well, let's get back to what we were talking about. There's so much uncertainty in life, and by doing these small habits and these grounding things every single day, it's going to create a consistency in your life if it feels uncertain. Forming these habits of consistency, it's going to help you build for your future self. And progress is found in the small repeated actions, so making sure that you are just doing this is going to build up your life and make you feel better when you do hit those milestones. Because like I said, it's not a necessity that you hit these milestones. You can completely overpass a whole milestone and that is okay. And if you are so focused on the future and being like, oh my God, like I want that, you're not gonna be enjoying the time that you have with yourself right now. And this is the time that's so important, is that you're growing and you're learning about yourself. This is a biggie. Comparison culture. I can go on my phone right now and scroll on Instagram for 5 minutes and see somebody's pregnant, somebody's engaged, and somebody's married. I'm neither of those three. When that happens to me, hell yeah, I'm gonna make a post on Instagram because that's a milestone and I'm proud that I've reached that milestone. Social media is a highlight reel. I'm not gonna go on social media and be like, yeah, me and my boyfriend just broke up and I'm doing really terrible. You're gonna go on and post your new boyfriend with your cute new pictures and be like, I love him so much. You're not gonna post that you got in a huge fight 3 weeks before your wedding. You're gonna post that you got married and that you're on your nice honeymoon. It creates a false sense of that somebody is doing better than you because they're hitting those milestones. Just like graduating college. I graduated college and I was so sad. I was so sad to graduate college. I cried the whole night after I graduated college. But I didn't post any of that. I posted a cute picture of me and my friends in my cap and gown and that I'm so excited to start this new journey. I'm one of those people that do that too. And I bet you are too. By doing this, we're creating false pressures to keep up. So you feel like you're always behind. Like you see this and you're like, oh my God, another person got engaged. Oh my God, another person did this. And it's just like, that's not the case. Last thing I'm gonna say too is measuring yourself against somebody you don't really know is unfair. Obviously, if you've been on Instagram since you were young like me, you probably follow people that you either don't know or you haven't talked to in a very long time. And you're comparing yourself to somebody that you don't even know. What about the person who graduated college and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish that I could have graduated college at, 21 instead of 23, but they were taking AP classes all throughout high school and they were busting their butt. You shouldn't even be comparing yourself to people who you don't even know their full story. Okay, so now we're going to talk about careers because I feel like this is so important, and especially in your 20s, there's a lot of different levels of your career. You just graduate college or just graduate high school and you're going into these careers and you've never even worked a full-time job before. And then you're comparing yourself to how much money other people are making, what their hours and schedules are. It's just not a good situation. Your career is not going to be linear. It's not going to be perfect up. There's going to be some dips. There's going to be some problems. You might be getting laid off. You might quit. You might not have a job for a little bit, and that is okay. A lot of people in their 20s are doing entry-level jobs, so you're not getting paid that much, and you're just honestly there for the experience. You're not going to have a dream job in your 20s. Quite frankly, you're probably never going to have a dream job. No job is 100% perfect. When people post online, like I just talked about, oh my God, I just accepted my dream job. Like, no, they didn't. Career-wise, try not to compare yourself with your career to other people because, like I've been saying, everybody has their own journey. You could be at a workplace right now and building connections that you're going to be utilizing in 10 years to get that job. You're building connections in your 20s, you're learning what you like and what you don't like about the workplace. Like, I left the job a few years ago and I didn't realize how great the benefits were. And I took a job, and that wasn't even my question. Was, what are the benefits? Do you get pay money if you go back to school? Like, I didn't grow, but now I know from that change that that's what I want. Next thing we're going to talk about is relationships and friends in your 20s and trying not to compare yourself. I kind of talked about this a little bit, but it is okay if you are not in the same place as your friends relationship-wise. You're not supposed to be. Even in high school, one of your friends would have a boyfriend and maybe you wouldn't, or have a girlfriend and you wouldn't. Or even in college, I didn't have a boyfriend throughout my whole time in college and all of my roommates did. And I was so bad at comparing myself to people. So bad. And then I graduated and I was like, it's not that it's all cracked up to be. And I feel like in your 20s, it definitely gets heightened because people are actually making marriage commitments, buying properties and houses together, that type of commitment. Also having kids together is a different type of change versus boyfriend-girlfriend level, so it's hard to adapt to for sure. Romantic timelines are not universal. Just because somebody got married at 25 doesn't mean that everybody in the world is getting married at 25. Heck, in your 40s, you can get a divorce at 41 and then your friend may never get a divorce. Nothing is a universal timeline, especially when it comes to relationships. You need to stop comparing your relationship timeline to other people as well. I've been dating my boyfriend for a year and a half now. Somebody could get engaged after 6 months, but that doesn't mean that equates to, wow, they did it, so I have to do it. That's not the case. And then for friendship relationships, it is okay for them to naturally shift. You're going from a structured high school / college, and then now you're in the real world. You have to actually put in work for friendships to happen. Also, people are going through changes, people are relocating, people are just going through a whole bunch in their 20s that they've never experienced before. So it is okay if your friendships are shifting in your 20s. Don't be on Instagram comparing yourself that they still have a big group of friends and I only have 5 or 6 friends, or they were in 5 weddings this year and I'm in none and I got invited to no weddings this year because I don't have as many friends. Like, don't do that. When you outgrow a relationship or when you kind of phase out of a relationship naturally, you're not failing by any means. They were just in that season for a reason and now you moved on. Like in college, for example, I was in a sorority, I was on dance team, I did all these things. And I don't really talk to a lot of the people that I was doing those things with because they were in my life for that season. I was in college with them. I was doing activities with them. I was almost like forced, I guess, to be friends with them. But there were people that I met that they are still my friends to this day because we built that connection, we built that trust, and I naturally still engage in our friendship. It is definitely important in your 20s for quality over quantity friendships. I know people say this all the time, but it is true. You don't need 1,000 friends in your 20s. It is already hard to maintain friendships in your 20s, so finding those really good quality friends that just know you and get you is so important. So we're almost at the end of the video, so I'm going to give you guys some tips on how you can maybe shift your mindset so you don't feel like you're behind when you go online and you see something that upsets you and makes you feel like you're behind, or hear something through friends, or you meet somebody and they're way ahead in life than you. The first thing that I do is celebrating the little wins versus the big ones. I feel like this is so important because if you're only celebrating the big wins in life, you're not going to feel that gratitude and that sense of accomplishment that you did something good. Another tip that I kind of mentioned throughout the video, but living in the moment and not living ahead. I lived in my condo for a whole year before my boyfriend moved in, and honestly I look back and I was like, I grew so much in that time, and that was probably one of the best years of my life because I learned so much about myself. If I was sitting here rushing ahead trying to move through life so fast and find whatever guys we can move in, and I didn't want to be alone, like I wouldn't have had that year of finding myself. Your 20s are your foundational years. It's never your final destination. So you're going through life and you're constantly looking ahead. You're never going to enjoy what you currently have. It's super important in your 20s so you don't feel like you're constantly behind is measuring success, not using your career, money, or relationship milestone. That's not the only thing that you can feel successful. You can go outside and run a mile for the first time in 5 years. That is success. You did something. You woke up this morning and you made yourself a bomb breakfast. That's successful to me. You need to be asking yourself, what feels good for me right now? Just asking yourself that, even weekly, will just kind of help you realize that what you think that you're behind at in life or what you're chasing at isn't actually what makes you feel good right now, what's good for you in this current moment. Kind of the biggest thing that I do is romanticizing your real life. Kind of touched on this with the whole social media thing, but everybody loves to post their highlight reels. Everybody loves to make people feel like, oh my God, I did this, I did that, but just romanticizing your real life. Like, you want to go get takeout and sit on the couch and watch your favorite movie and you want to romanticize that? Go ahead. You want to romanticize your morning coffee? Go ahead. You want to go on a hot girl walk and romanticize that you're on a walk and you're listening to your favorite podcast and you're just having a good time? Go ahead. I'm going to reiterate what I said before. You are not behind in life. You are on your own timeline. Most people show that they have it all together and they have life all figured out, but I'm telling you, nobody does. Where you're at right now is exactly where you need to be. And I know that's so hard to hear, but it's so true. Normally, after your lowest moments in life, you realize that that was exactly where you needed to be to grow and learn about yourself. I'm telling you, you're not behind. And if you like this video, give it a like, give it a comment. I'm here for you. If you guys have any doubts or anything like that, just keep watching this video. Just keep watching the video because I know you can do it. I know you cannot compare yourself to other people and not feel behind and just be truly happy with who you are. If you guys are interested in my other 20s videos, please go check them out. I did videos on habits and then also building confidence in your 20s. I'm going to be releasing a few more. And I hope you guys have a great day and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.